패러데이 쇼다운. OK저축은행 브리온대 BNK PRX.
Rakan, another consideration here. A lot harder to reliably get on top of Ezreal in particular.
I kind of like the Rakan because it also takes it away from Fearless Draft so that Delight can't just play it in game 2.
Yeah.
His champion pool, like his top 3 picks, especially his top 2 of Rakan and Alistair, you kind of just... And yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Our first match, our first game, Hanwha Life Esports up against Gen.G. Let's hop onto the riff right now.
But when it comes to living up to his own standard, particularly the one he set last year, it just didn't really feel like he was quite able to match that. So we'll see if in spring...
Time. Yep. As Chovy looking for it. The Q is going to land. If he's got a W available, yeah, he's going to try to push forward. Just going to push him away.
4 versus 4. Chovy, Zeka both have their ultimates available.
I mean, there's an opportunity if they could chip away at Gen.G, but instead Peanut just going to get knocked up here. Does go into his untargetable state there with his W, but Canyon just chipping away, looking for the smite steal is Peanut, and he will not get it. So 3.
CS lead slowly being built up. As I say that, Chovy does immediately take a huge chunk from Zeka.
Yeah, it's fun to watch the way Zeka's playing that lane, as look at this, Zeus is getting pretty low. Keen also playing his lane out quite well around there. Or maybe just a gank on a mid here, as Zeka has gone a bit too far forward, as this is Ari Vi, and he is not able to dash out of the way of that combo. You know, you're talking about side lanes, like the Jace would love to have, you know, 4+ grubs, of course. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be a huge win condition, especially if he's going into the Mbessa. So might as well.
Andries are being really beefy as Zeus.
Yeah, he's pretty far up the lane as Canyon just waiting for the exact right moment to go ahead and press his R button, as that is a very easy punish.
Canyon can just ult.
Peanut just getting on in there. He's going to take a huge amount of damage as Delight and Zeus going to come over and help them out. Duro Keen trying to get under that turret. They will be successful in that. But Zeus just trying to run out of here. A little bit of an awkward spot, but he does get away. Not knowing if the Fury was still there. Zeka on the top side, and again, the Ori Vine comes together for this kill as Zeka, he drops down the ult, but it's not enough to get away. Even the ramping damage doesn't take out Canyon, and it's just another Ori Vine combo, as here comes Peanut looking for blood. Can he get anything going here? Maybe onto Chovy. As there's the ult, he does go in, but again, Chovy pretty tanky, as it doesn't look like he will get out of this one, though, and a big shutdown does go the way of Peanut.
Really trade one for him, get the turret as well. Only downside is that you won't be able to immediately turn this into a Herald. It looks like Gen.G instead is playing towards the bot side of the map, should be able to pick up the Dragon here instead.
Trying to make something happen onto Ruler, but again, he has that BT finish, and he has plated Steel Cap, so Viper not his ult available, but could try to at least tank up this turret for Keen. And it is going to push him away from the turret and get them a lot of damage done to this turret. Duro now coming on down. Here comes Peanut as well on the chase, looking for a bit more, but that is Rakan. Peanut's still continuing the chase and still making his presence felt. He said, you gave me the Fury, I will make you pay for it. But now there's 4 members of Gen.G, and Peanut has to flash away, and the MF comes in and just punishes him. Peanut not respecting Gen.G, and he gets clapped for it as Delight as well.
We're putting this straight into the Shyvana bin.
Yeah.
I'm
Please.
It's 20 seconds till the Dragon, Hanwha Life. They're here very early. I think it's going to give you opportunity as the TP comes in.
Well, Delight trying to bait the engage onto him, but that TP from Chovy pretty far away. But when he gets there, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with as Duro does go in. The ult from Ruler, not the best, but Duro will go down, and Chovy not able to do too much so far, but Nefiri, Peanut does hit the ground. Zeka incredibly low himself, and Gen.G's wallet's just a bit too large for the Islet at first by someone.
Islet.
But it's Islet.
It's Islet.
It's okay. We'll get there. She's still supporting the Platinum Katarina one trick. And we'll see how that I feel like is still a good idea. I don't really feel like the draft was a huge issue for them. But now, Gen.G just, going to blow up the Mbessa. Not very tanky at this point, as Zeus, obviously. So he just gets one shot by a massive safe of gold on top of his head. Chovy is Ari, so even though he took a little bit of damage, he's totally fine. The flash on in from Delight, but can they actually kill Ruler? He just ults in their face, and they're not able to do anything to him. As, yeah, Zeka gonna hit the floor as well, and Viper is gone. That is a clean ace. We're only 23 minutes in.
Unfortunately, even the goal was just too big. And Gen.G coming out swinging here in the first game of LCK. Now,
Voices weren't exactly the best in the drafts, but now we're gonna have another fight. We'll see how this one goes as Gen.G just totally pull off of the Baron. Duro gets low, but that's the only guy who's going to get low in this fight. So, yeah, Peanut and the rest of the boys just kind of run away. Delight thinking about and engage here. They still have Otacon. So
Mary number 2.
Hail Mary number 7, it feels like, as Toby. Okay.
That's a tank.
Yeah, well, they exhausted him, and that didn't do all that much. Nice little flash on in and hammer back onto Zeka as well. Looking pretty fun. This game is a done deal, and I think that Gen.G are having their fun as well and are trying to send a message that when it comes to best of threes, we are on top, actually. We're the better team, as maybe Halma Life Esports a little bit of a first stand hangover, but all the props going over to Gen.G as well, as especially Canyon has made this Vi look incredibly strong, and eventually they will get Viper, surely. Oh, nice. Good play.
It's actually, it's correct, right?
Yeah.
To wait as long as possible to kill him there. But it also is really funny.
Yeah.
So it kind of works on both levels, which I do appreciate.
He didn't want to get disengaged, Cone.
You're speaking the
Hex Soul.
Come
There'll
on,
be
man.
2-level difference in the jungle, and it's a 17,000 gold lead for Gen.G. So eventually they'll just press their buttons and put them out of their misery after doing enough mental damage as well. As another charm is going to land. Chovy just not missing those today. And yes, Gen.G have finally had their fill. They have had their fun, and they will end this game. Surely, okay, they're going to kill the Fury, they're going to kill Peanut one more time, and then they'll take down the Nexus 24-2. They killed.
는 없어. 나 필이 W 없다. 내가 먼저 열 생각 좀 할게 그냥. 알리 풀톱 조심.
미드도 가자 얘들아 지금.
와봐.
간중.
알리 공 빠졌어.
오라 노고. 야 오라 찍을게. 잡자.
일이네. 앞으로 뚫으면 그만이요.
이제 하지 마.
야, 홀렸어. 안 빼사고.
아 밀었어. 끝내.
한 번 더 올리고 싶은데.
훌려. 와. 오케이. 오 마이 갓.
So hopefully they can bounce back and we can go to a game number 3. But yeah, that is Keen and Chovy doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, they did. And the gold lead by the end of it was about 20,000, so.
Halma Life is going to be extremely happy with what they have here. The blind Aatrox for Zeus, no surprise whatsoever. Imagine that he is going to go for the electrocute style again, particularly given that this is not a great matchup in the pure 1v1. And if you look at the Gen.G comp in isolation, I think that's a good comp, you know, kind of does everything.
Yeah, it's pretty classic.
But then
you know?
you look into what Hanwha have, I think you're not.
We're getting ready for this game number 2. As who is going to take it this time? Will Gen.G shut them out with a 2-0, or will Halma Life strike back?
Cryo, Keen, and Chovy can generate, as we do see the crossover very earlier for Canyon, will get spotted. So they are very aware of that cross map to come through.
Yeah, and Keen actually respecting that, doesn't really push the envelope here. Does hit the Meganar though, and now he goes in. Zeus going for the Umbral Dash away, doesn't get hit.
The champion.
And yeah, that is a very good question. Well, we're not going to learn about it just yet. As the flash comes in, Ruler, the tanking from Delight, excellent as well. He does flash away from Duro, as Viper still getting to work here onto this Nautilus. Even a rock going to hit him in the face as follow-up dive potential, but you don't have to do this, but it looks like they do want to go ahead and go for it, but he just gets knocked into the wall. There's the shield as Peanut, the last auto after the flash is Viper.
The pressure in the 2v2 as expected. But the fact that Peanut, they know, again, Kenyon's on the top side of the map. And now this play basically has to work for Gen.G not to be in deep trouble. And this alone isn't going to bail him out, but Zeus will be big.
The flash hot for the slow. Zeus just going to accept his fate. Yeah, he could have maybe flashed, but...
I kind of wonder if he flashes, because Buddha didn't have flash, right? Is all Keen. This is exactly what happened to Zeus in the last game.
Yeah, and now you got Braum here. Keen might just be dead. He doesn't have the flash. So fast forward here from Viper to execute him. Does take down the Gnar. And now you've got the same lane. You don't win ever, even with Viper chunked out.
An assist mean that We do still have Peanut ahead. They have to fight, right? Like, you have to play for these skirmishes. You don't really have a choice here as Gen.G to not opt into this, but I don't think they're feeling too great about it.
I mean, at least Canyon got the smite on the Grub. Chovy level 6, so is Zeka, as looking for the engage. Peanut getting pretty low as he does not get over the wall, and the divide comes through from Chovy. That's going to be 3 kills for Gen.G. As Hama Life, they say, this should be our fight for free. And Delight's trying to use that level 6 with the arrow, but it doesn't amount to too much. As now, trying to make something happen here onto Delight. Level 6 first for Duro. Delight is trying to hop on over, but he's not quite able to, and Viper is just going to be given on over.
Oh, 1K gold lead.
Yeah, it's definitely been a big flip, and now we're looking for a fight on the bottom side here. Keen is low. Zeus desperately trying to get an execution. Not going to happen, and now the Impale. But who's winning this fight? Delight and Peanut do 0 damage, maybe negative damage. Master on the roams, but I also feel like the reads in the team fights are just not there from Hama Life. The communication is not there, and Gen.G look amazing. They're playing fantastically. They deserve all the wins that they're getting in these games. It's now Zeka getting a bit low, trying to trade back with the laser, just can't quite match
consistently
Chovy.
Great. Feels like every play that Hama Life tried to go for, Gen.G reads well and responds, and every play Gen.G goes for Hama Life just doesn't quite seem to be ready to spawn anytime soon. As
these guys are so good at dodging skill shots. Like, they're both throwing good ones and just both dodging everything. As Keen, though, is going to go mini. He's got Canyon on the way, but that is a Xinjiao. We even got Viper here as well. The World Ender is in. The arrow going to hit Canyon, but he is Xinjiao. And he does go for that ult. Peanut looking for the Impale, and he is going to get him with just the edge of that one. Keen does get taken down. At the moment, though, he has to run into Peanut as the Impale comes through.
No flash.
And no flash. He is Xinjiao, though. So he does press his R button himself and does get away. Zeus also pretty low. Duro on the left side getting caught out big time, and he doesn't have flash either. And that is just a free Nautilus, as that is what we were expecting the Nautilus to do in this game. Although Peanut now going to be caught out himself, gets stunned up there, and down he will go.
Mid lane turret is probably going to suffer for it, but getting defeats is nice, and getting more gold into Zeus, turning it into a real side lane threat is a big win as well. This Chovy, are they going to really look for a play here?
Oh god, that arrow is going to hit him right in the face, and the Chaos Storm is right on top of it. And so that's an easy kill on the Chovy. Thought he could stay safe under the turret and be able to dash away, but the arrow just caught him off guard. So a nice play from Viper to land that one. We do have the Rift Herald in mid, and a big wave. So at the end of the day, is this a win for Gen.G? I mean, Hama Life, yeah, they got the kill. They took down Chovy. That's nice. They got that, but they lose their mid turret, and they don't have any pressure top because Delight took a massive chunk. And we might get another, just barely not, as he runs out of time here. Whereas the Ashe a little bit more of, I provide engage. They have damage elsewhere. The arrow this time going to sail wide, and Canyon, very tanky, is going to tank up a lot of this, but does get stunned. They're still continuing to go in on the Xinjiao as Duro in the front line as well. Zeus gets in, and the Impale is big, but Chovy lights up 3 and locks them down. Peanut as well over the wall will be taken out eventually, and they were just all baited until Chovy got there and put them beat out an Impale. That's it. So we'll listen in to Chovy. Just avoiding the storm, waiting for his moment.
야, 딜러.
Go, 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 go. Oh. And yeah, he was able to line it up pretty nicely. Keen is taking a bunch of damage. He will be punished. Not sure what happened there. He was in the middle of his wave.
I know, overextended the sideline and just kind of died.
Yeah.
나이스 대지윤.
Duro, he is not going to spot Zeus hopping the wall, and so will take a huge amount of damage, but Root comes in, and guess what? He's taking up the damage! He's not going to die this time, but it is Zeus who does...
Enjoying at a moment's notice, and there's the T flank.
Oh, and they're going to catch Chovy. He does go into the Zhonya's, but I think they might have the damage. Chovy, he does get the split, but now Keen shows up, and that might be enough here for Gen.G. It wasn't a clean fight, but it's still a win as Peanut picks up 1,000 gold on that Corki. Ruler had a gigantic, 3 kills for 4 kills, but, for Hama Life, they stopped the Baron. They have TP coming in. Peanut is well, he's okay. He's trying his best. He's putting in good effort, guys.
He is a Scorpion.
Yes, he's playing the Skarner champion. As Keen, he wants more.
Is Zeus just dead again?
Says Zeus is easily baited.
Attempted shuffle. I think Gen.G is still gonna win this game. Like, I don't want to go too ham.
Yeah, Zeus
that was
gonna die.
That was definitely a point where Gen.G could have lost, right? If Keen's a little bit slower on the TP, if they don't get to stall Chovy with his stop, or if Chovy doesn't get to stall with his stopwatch, if they don't have the damage, Peanut can try and go for this.
Yeah, he's going to catch Zeka here up against the wall, and even if Keen died, it doesn't matter. It's worth. They take down the Victor, they take down the Braum. It's a double kill for Ruler, and he's going to enjoy that. 9 kills in this game, and that will be Baron. Similar. It's a beatdown from Gen.G. It's not very close. I mean, this game was close for a while, but then it wasn't. As here comes Chovy, level 17, and guess what, Duro? He's baiting them all in, and he dies. He fulfills everything. He does his to-do list, including the death at the end, as the rest of the team follows up and picks up the kills. And it's just over. 29 minutes, Gen.G will take down the 2-0 here on a Humble Life, as it looks like Ruler will be punished for playing with his food there, nice and pale from the side of Peanut, as Chovy and Canyon, they want to continue to send the message, but the Nexus dies first, and that will be
I wonder.
I do wonder what the fans think about this one.
Honestly, if the fan votes go for like Duro, I'm like, 2 thumbs up. You go, fans.
So base.
So
Almost 2 base. They just call him like, no flashes.
애쉬 노플이야 그 지훈아.
나이 8초. 애쉬 노플 노공이에요, 형. 브람 노공. 다 노공 다 노플. 다 노공 다 노플.
No flash on everyone.
들어가시고.
얘 궁 있어.
He has ult.
I love that Ruler, no matter the game state, is always just so serious.
Yeah.
Like, he was 11 and 3. By the end that game was done, he's done the most damage.
It could have been 11 and 2 instead.
It could have been 11 and 2. Why did... What? I assume someone said that Skarner had, and I was like, he is ult. What's that? As they're killing the Nexus!
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POM interview translation, joined by Chovy, the GOAT, on the side of Gen.G. Congratulations! In the LCK Round 1 opening match against Hana Life Esports, you marked a strong start with a flawless victory. How do you feel? No, lately, Hana Life Esports has been performing very well and very dominant. And despite that, I knew that Gen.G is capable of winning against them, so I'm just glad that we're able to show up. What a nice confidence. So what was the main focus in preparation for the opening match today? Instead of trying to prepare something in particular for today's match against Hana Life Esports, I think we just mainly focus on making sure that our teamwork and synergy is on point. And we were able to see that in Game 1. The opponent blind picked Naafiri first, and then Gen.G took Ahri and Vi. And with all the differences, Naafiri was definitely one of the key main points for today. And what were your thoughts on Naafiri? Naafiri has a high ceiling. And I think during our practice process, we definitely have been utilizing Naafiri as well. So just from being able to see how good Naafiri could be, potentially, I think we were just always thinking and keeping in mind that she is actually quite OP. And in Game 2, we got Chovy's Super Toss, which gave everyone the chills. Did you expect the POM after this highlight? You know, it's because the opponent's mid and AD carry were such low mobility champions, and I just really focused on, I was just really busy on trying to catch this angle for this big ult.
그런 게
Do you usually get more energy from the light giving you the cheering for you?
아 듀로 선수가. 네,
Oh, you mean Duro?
죄송합니다. 방송사고 좀 받아주세요.
Broadcast
그래도 이렇게
accident
듀로 선수의
maybe?
응원이 큰 힘이 되셨을 것 같은데요. 자,
Yeah, so Duro's
그 이후에 또
cheering for Chovy definitely paid off based on what we saw in game 2.
모습이 있었습니다. 팀원들끼리 무엇이 문제였을까?
And we were able to see the team synergy looking even more solid today.
이런 초비 선수의 인터뷰를 보기도 했었는데요.
And in a team interview, after the LCK Cup, you said that identifying the team's problems with the teammates was what allowed for the team to grow.
사실 T1도
With so much anticipation for Gen.G, what is your resolution going into the match against T1?
또 이긴다는 생각으로 경기에 임하도록 하겠습니다.
I think we definitely do have to focus on the teamwork. I think that's what really paid off. So I think we're just going to focus on that, and we will make sure that we do well against T1. And that's the end of the interview with Chovy, and back to the space. Thank you.